Sunderland remain top of the table over in the Championship with Leeds joining them in the top 2 spots. What will go on in a double match week? We got much more drama coming at you, and we'll talk about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about match number 14, that's right, over in the Championship with the likes of Sheffield United and Burnley all got eyes on that number 2 spot right now in the Championship. But what will go on with Sunderland, who coming into this on the back of not a win? They could only draw against lowly QPR. Will that form continue, or will they get back to winning ways? We'll take a look at it in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. One-stop shop for Championship, Blackburn Rovers, world football. We're going to all hear under one Rooski. That's right, guys and girls. Rovers suffered a defeat, of course, to slip down. They're all the way down to 7th right now, but we'll see what goes on this time around when we take on Stoke in just a second. Big shout out to the patrons, of course. Big shout out to the members. You know who you are. And of course, let's return the clock back to the last time you saw me. And of course, we'll kick on forward to the next round of games. Alrighty then, folks, here we go. Recap of the results last time around, and as you see it, this is what I've got for you. Now, I am recording this ahead of Millwall's game against Burnley, which of course could affect the top 2 of the state of play in the Championship, so bear that in mind. Meanwhile, Luton Town picked up a draw against West Brom. Of course, West Brom on a right bit, a slumpy bit of form right now. Rovers losing at home to Sheffield United. That's their first defeat of the season at Ewood Park. Oxford also losing at home to Swansea as their home form took a bit of a knock. Stoke City with a late goal against Derby, 2-1 winners there, 2 late goals, I think. Cardiff also with, that's where the drama was, Cardiff, 2-1 winners over Norwich. Wow. Hull and Pompey with a draw there. Leeds putting 3 past Plymouth. Borough losing at home to Coventry, quite heavy. Preston off end losing at home to Bristol City. QPR drawing with Sunderland. And then, of course, there, Sheffield Wednesday losing to Watford 6-2. Goodness gracious me. I don't really want to look at my predictions because they were pretty terrible. But, of course, that's the Championship, boys. That's the Championship. Now, this is the table in the Championship. And as you see it, Sunderland are tip at the top of the table right now. But they could be dethroned this week with Leeds going closer to taking them out. Burnley could move into the top 2 as well and also could knock Sunderland into the playoffs and beyond. Coming down right now is Portsmouth, it's QPR, and it's Plymouth. With Luton yet to really get going. West Brom also grinding out another draw. And, of course, Rovers now out of the top 6. Of course, we'll bring you back up to date with the Super Brew soon, maybe next week. I don't know. But, of course, keep on predicting. Get your predictions in and just continue what you've been doing. Meanwhile, we're going to look forward to the next round of games. And, again, we are doing this on a bit of a time crunch here. There's no Google Maps, no nothing. We're just going to jump into the thick of things game by game, starting with the top of the shop there. Bristol City up against Sheffield United coming at you at Thrashton Gate. Bristol City trying to get or continue their good bit of form right now, unbeaten in the last 7 matches. They've won 2 of the last 6, sitting in 8th for the table, 19 points to the name, up against the Sheffield United side with Chris Wilder sitting in 3rd with back-to-back wins right now. And they've played 25 times since 1994. There's been 8 wins for Bristol City. There's been 15 wins for Sheffield United. There's been 2 draws between the 2 sides. Sheffield United, though, are unbeaten against them over the last 5 with back-to-back wins over them last time around in the 22-23 season and back-to-back clean sheets. In fact, they've only conceded 1 goal against Bristol City over the last 5. Bristol City with that 3-1 win over Preston. Big win on the road that was, because it ain't easy getting much out of Preston at home. Sheffield United with a big 2-0 win over Rovers to continue their back-to-back wins and back-to-back clean sheets as well. 2-1 is your Bristol City. 11-8 is your Sheffield United. 9-4 is the draw. Sheffield United are good. They're very good. But I think Bristol City right now still, you know, playing for the manager, playing for Liam Manning, playing for the situation over there, and I think they'll get something out of this game. 1-1. Ashton Gate ain't easy either. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw, which of course will be fine. Sheffield United will be fine with that. Let's go to the Kazam next as Oxford United take on Hull City coming at you on the 5th of November. Oxford and Des Buckingham winless in the last 8 matches in back-to-back defeats for them, sitting in 19th with 14 points to the name. Up against Hull, winless in 5 under Tim Watler. They're 15th with 15 points to the name. Played each other 6 times in 2003, 2 wins apiece and 2 draws. The last time they played at the Kazam, it was a 1-1 draw back in December 2020. Of course, Oxford on the back of a 2-1 loss to Swansea. Hull on the back of 3 successive 1-1 draws, drawing with Burnley, drawing with Derby, and then drawing with Portsmouth. With the last victory being a 3-1 win over QPR. The odds for this one, though, Oxford 70-10 for the victory, 8-5 is your Hull, 9-4 is the draw. This could be another draw, but maybe I am leaning towards Hull. Yeah, Oxford United win here. 2-1 win at the Kazan. Their home venue is where it's at for them, and I think Hull they're going through a bit of an identity crisis. I'm not sure what kind of season they're going to have. So 2-1 winners for me for Oxford on this one. Meanwhile, big point for QPR, but even bigger points for Middlesbrough this past weekend. The Lockhorns over at Loftus Road. Marty Kofientis' boys, 3 draws in the spin, sitting in 23rd with just 10 points for the campaign, but they are winless in the last 9. Up against Borough, just 1 win in 5 for Michael Carrick's boys, sitting in 10th with 18 points to the name. They played 26 times since 1995, 11 wins apiece and 4 draws between the two sides. With the most recent match at this venue being a 2-0 win for Middlesbrough back in March 2024. Borough on the back of that 3-0 loss to Coventry. QPR on the back of successive draws, successive clean sheets. As well. So, but just the 1 goal scored in the last 3 games. Meanwhile, the odds here, 3-1 is your QPR, 11-10 on is your Borough, 5-2 is the draw. So Borough fancy here on this one. And I think I'm going there. No, I'm going with a surprise. Kofientis is due a win. And if he's going to get one, it's going to be at home against the Borough side, who they've also going through somewhat of a weird phase of the season. You know, they're not really crunching out games or not banging them out at the moment. So you're going to go with a surprise 1-0 win for QPR. Meanwhile, Sheffield Wednesday under Danny Roll up against Norwich City under Jonas Torup coming at Hillsborough. Of course, Wednesday into 18th with 15 points to the name. Up against Norwich in 9th, 18 points to the name. Of course, just 1 win in the last 5 for Wednesday, 1 win in the last 6 for Norwich. Of course, who are the draw kings, picking up 4 draws at the last 6. They played 30 times since 1993, 11 wins for Wednesday, 10 wins for Norwich. There's been 9 draws between these two sides. Last time they played at Hillsborough, it was a 2-2 draw. Norwich, though, are unbeaten against Sheffield Wednesday over the last 6. They've won 4 and they've drawn 2. Wednesday on the back of that 6-2 stuffing by Watford, of course. Cardiff on the back, Norwich on the back of that 2-1 loss to Cardiff. Late drama there, with the last victory being their 4-0 win over Hull at Carrow Road. But this will be another away match for them. They played 4 of the last 5 on the road. So it's been pretty grim or pretty long for the travellers there. We have Wednesday 5-4 for the victory, 21-10 is Norwich, 12-5 is the draw. I'm going with a 2-2 thriller here. Plenty of goals, plenty of drama. Point in the bag each, moving on to the next game. Then it's the Navy Derby. It's the Plymouth up against Pompey. That's right, coming at you over at Home Park. That's right. It's Plymouth under Wayne Rooney, winless in 4, just 1 win in the last 6. They sit 22nd with 12 points to name. Up against Portsmouth and John Massinho down into 24th with 9 points to the name. Just 1 win in the last 6. They played 22 times since 2008. 6 wins from Plymouth, 5 wins from Portsmouth, 11 draws between the two sides. Last time they played at this very venue was a 3-1 win for Plymouth back in February 2023, who are unbeaten against Portsmouth over the last 6. There's been 4 2-2 draws between these two sides, both at Fratton Park and here at Plymouth. Plymouth, though, on the back of that 3-0 loss to Leeds, Portsmouth drawing with Hull last time around. They have been better, Portsmouth, but they're still not getting any consistent results. 11-8 is your Plymouth, 90-10 is your Pompey, 12-5 is the draw. I think Plymouth win this one, 2-1 win, back to winning ways and keeping Rooney in a job. Let's go to Swansea over to Wales now as matey boys, what's his name? Luke Williams up against Tom Cleverley coming at the Liberty Stadium. Swansea on the back of a win. Watford on the back of 2 successive wins. That's right. Played 20 times these two sides since 2008. 8 wins apiece and 4 draws. Swansea just 1 win them in the last 6. They sit 12th. 16 points to the name. Up against Watford, sitting in 5th right now. 22 points. Under Tom Cleverley, and again have played last time at this venue. It was a 1-0 win for Watford back in October 2023. Watford unbeaten against them over the last couple of games. Of course, drawing with them at Vicarage Road and beating them in Wales last time around. Swansea on the back of that 2-1 win over Oxford in Oxford. Watford on the back of that 6-2 win over Sheffield Wednesday on the road as well. The odds for this one, we're looking at Swansea 6-5 for the victory, 11-5 is your Watford, 12-5 is the draw. I think I might be back in Watford here to get something out of it. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. Yeah, they scored a shit ton of goals this past game. I think they'll draw it blank this time around. A difficult Swansea, especially in Wales itself. Let's go to Millwall up against Leeds United, coming at you on a Wednesday, November the 6th. There's a tricky game. This one played 30 times since 2004. 11 wins for Millwall, 15 wins for Leeds. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. Millwall in 11th as of recording, 16 points to the name, 67% form for them. At the moment, just 1 defeat in the last 6. back-to-back wins in all competitions at all venues. Up against Leeds, unbeaten in at least the last 6 games, coming at you in second as of recording with 26 points. The last time they played at the Den, it was a 3-0 win for Leeds, who've won 3 in the bounce against Millwall in what is traditionally a tricky fixture for Leeds. But in the past 3 games or so, or the past 6, they've won. They've just lost once, and that was at the Den as well. Millwall on the back of successive 1-0 wins. They beat Plymouth, they beat Swansea. What goes on at Burnley? I don't know. We'll see. On the back of Leeds, though, I'm beating a good bit of games. I'm back-to-back clean sheets as well, drawing with Bristol City, and then beating Plymouth comfortably at Ellen Road. The odds for this one, 14-5 is your Millwall, 13-5 is the draw, 11-10 on is your Leeds United. Going to go with an away win here, 2-0 win to continue that good bit of form against Millwall and continue their top 2 push to return to the Premier League. Meanwhile, we go to Ewood Park, that's right, as Blackburn Rovers will take on Stoke City. I don't see it in the old pecking order. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, Rovers coming into this on pretty shitty form right now. I think it's just 1 win in the last 6 matches, if not more than that. Up against the Stoke City side, who of course picked up a win this past weekend. Just 1 win in the last 6 for them as well. Rovers in 7th up against Stoke, who are in 16th. And that's Narcius Pelech for the Stoke dugout up against John Eustace. In the Rovers dugout, they played 22 times since 2008. 7 wins for Rovers, 11 wins for Stoke. There's been 4 draws between the 2 sides. The last time they played at Ewood, it was a 3-1 win for Rovers, who did the double over Stoke last season. That's when the good news ends for Rovers, as their record against Stoke is not great, realistically. Yes, they did the double over them last time around, and hopefully they can make it 3 in a row. But it's been 1, 2, 3 games without a goal. Just 1 goal scored in the last 4 games. In fact, 2 goals scored in the last 6, I was told. Stoke on the back of a big, important win at home against Derby. 2-1 winners there. The odds, I don't have any odds right here, right now, but I do believe Rovers will win this game. They'll bounce back. They need a result. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to give us a bit something to get excited about, because we've been shit for a while and we need something to change. Meanwhile, let's go over to the Rico as Coventry City take on Derby County. Coventry looking good right now, and they're up to 13th for the table with 15 points to the name up against Derby. 14 for the table, 15 points for their name as well. They played 34 times since 1996. 12 wins for Coventry, 11 wins for Derby. There's been 11 draws between the 2 sides. The last time they played at Coventry, it was in the league. It was a 1-1 draw back in October 2021. In fact, that same season, it was back-to-back draws, both at the Rico and at Pride Park. They did play each other in the FA Cup, sandwiched in between those 2 draws. It was at the Rico. It was a 1-0 win for Coventry, who are unbeaten against Derby over the last 5. Coventry, though, on the back of 2 successive important wins, big wins. One beating Luton Town 3-2 at the Rico, and the other one beating Middlesbrough on the road at the Riverside. Derby County, though, losing to Stoke last time around, the last victory being that over QPR back on the early days of October. The odds here, 2017 on is your Coventry, 5-2 the draw, 16-5 is your away win. That's Derby County. They stuck with their gaffer here, and I think they'll get another win here. 3-1 win. Goals coming, points coming. Watch out, Coventry are making a push. Meanwhile, Luton Town are desperate, absolutely desperate for a win against Cardiff City, coming at Kenilworth Road. Goodness gracious me, what kind of contrasting stuff going on here. It's Luton under Rob Edwards, just 1 win in the last 6. They sit 21st with 12 points to the name. Up against Cardiff, who are 17th, 15 points to the name under Omar Ritza, who must be nailed on for this job right now. They've won, they're unbeaten in the last 6, won 4 of the last 6 as well. 83% form are Cardiff against Luton, who are on 33% form. The last time they played at Kenilworth Road, it was a 1-0 win for Luton back in January 2023. Luton did the double over Luton last time around. They've won actually 3 on the bounce against Cardiff, just losing 1 goal, conceded 1 goal in the last 3. Luton on the back of that draw against West Brom. Cardiff with another monstrous win over Norwich at their own gaff. 2017 on is your Luton. They are favoured, 5-2 the draw. 16-5 is your Cardiff, who have been great recently. Never say die attitude. But they'll lose this one. 2-1 win at Kenilworth Road. Luton bouncing back at long last to give Robert Edwards something to get excited about. Then we go to Deepdale as Paul Heckingbottom's Preston off end take on Reggie Labree's Sunderland. That's right, coming at you on the 6th of November. 14 times they have played since 2003. 7 wins for Preston, 4 for Sunderland. There's been 3 draws between the 2 sides. Nobbers on the back of just 1 win in the last 6. Back-to-back defeats for them, sitting in 20th. 14 points to them. Up against Sunderland in the top of the table right now. 29 points for the season coming at you as well. Last time they played, though, at this very venue, it was this season in the EFL Cup. It was a 2-0 win for the Nobbers. In fact, they won back-to-back games over Sunderland at Deepdale, coming at you with a 2-1 win last time around in the Championship. Preston on the back of that 3-1 loss to Bristol City. They also lost to Arsenal in the League Cup. And again, winless since they last beat Coventry at this very venue. Meanwhile, Sunderland on back-to-back clean sheets for them, but they did draw with QPR. The odds for this one, 11-5 is your Preston, 12-5 is the draw, 6-5 is your Sunderland. I think this could be another draw here. Going with a 0-0, which really does mean the wheels might be coming off here for Sunderland, and a massive point in the bag for Preston off end. And then finally, we go to the Hawthorns on a strange Thursday night's game. It's West Brom, it's Burnley. It's coming at you this coming 7th of November. West Brom under Carlos Corbehan, 42% form for them right now, drawing 5 on the bloody bounce. They're sitting in 6th, 21 points to name. Up against Burnley, who've drawn 4 of the last 6. Do you know where I'm going with this one? You might be. Played 24 times since 1994, 9 wins for the Baggies, 5 wins for the Freaks, and 10 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this venue, guess what? It was also a draw. In fact, 3 of the last time they have played, both home and away, have ended as draws. There's draws all over the place here. And of course, speaking of draws, both coming into on the back of draws. Burnley drawn with QPR, West Brom drawn with Luton. Again, as of recording, Burnley will be playing on Millwall, which they're expected to win, of course. So let's pretend, let's imagine that they did win, but they might lose or they might draw. Of course, the bookies odds for this one, West Brom are 5-4 for the victory, 9-4 is your Burnley, 11-5 is the draw. Do I go there? Do I do the thinkable, the plausible, the most explainable? Yes, I do. I'm going for another 1-1 draw at the Hawthorns on a Thursday night. That's right. That completes my picks here, guys. Don't forget to get your own picks in as well. We look forward to seeing those whenever we come back on the Super Brew. So make sure you subscribe, smash the like. Catch you guys later. But until then, we're just about done.